Welcome, I'm Alex from Royal Chevrolet Cadillac, and today I have a very different one for you guys. This is my own 2002 Chevrolet Camaro SS. And some of you may follow my channel know that I recently just sold my 1966 Ford Mustang, and this is my replacement. A little bit different, a little bit newer, and definitely a totally different animal in comparison. I'm very excited. This is one of my dream cars, and I really love this car. I'm going to go over how I got it, where I got it, and a little bit about the 2002 Camaro. So further ado, let's get started. So this is a 2002. This is the last year of the F-body Camaros. They made the F-body Camaros, the third generation of them from 1993 all the way to 2002. And this is a car that I've been looking for a long time. It has all the options that at least I feel are the right options. And I'll go over a few of those to get started. So as you can see here, this one does have the bra. I know some people probably don't like the bra, but I actually think it looks pretty good on here. Keeps the front looking great. The paint is fantastic on this. And this car, I got just a half an hour from where I live, which is just convenient. And it came with a ton of documentation. It came with the original build sheets, came with the original window sticker, came with a ton of cool stuff. Everything about this car has been documented, full history, and it was just really quite a good buy, and I couldn't let it pass up. And this is in the black paint here with the black wheels. It just looks pretty menacing, and I love the way that this thing looks. I know some people have called it the catfish, but I actually think this thing looks great, and I think hopefully maybe, if I'm lucky, it might be returned to a future collectible. So what powers this? This is the, again, last generation of it from 1998 to 2002 of the F-body Camaros. They put in an LS in these. Same engine they actually put in the Corvette. And this one here has the 5.7 liter LS V8 engine 350. And it's pretty cool because this is an SLP model. SLP was kind of a cool thing that GM did at the time, a company they worked with in Quebec that actually did a modifications, took their Camaros and made them into the SS conversions, they called them. And this one had pretty much every option SLP offered at that time, which is pretty cool. It has extra power. So these things came with about 325 horsepower. This one's actually, guys, 345. It's completely stock. The only thing in this vehicle has been added is a K&N air filter, which really doesn't change the power, but has a K&N air filter in there. That's about the only modification the only car has. And I think there's some HID headlights if you want to call those a modification. But other than that, completely stock. I do have a hideaway plate. There is a plate down there, but the plate does come up, and I use it when I'm driving, but there is a plate up there, and I wanted to leave it like that because you can have the nice SS badging right up there, and it just looks pretty cool. So like I said, SLP, you get some extra modifications, a little extra horsepower. You get a special air intake that comes actually from SLP. This has a strut bar that goes across that as well, which is pretty cool. And one of my favorite things is the exhaust on this, which we'll take a listen to in a moment here. You do get some pretty cool exhaust with this at the center mount exhaust, and I'll show you that in a moment here. Let's go take a look at what you get out back of this vehicle. Now, before I actually go to the back here, I wanted to show you something that's pretty cool. I didn't know this until after I bought it, but with the SLP package, this actually makes this a true Ram air hood, just like the Firebirds at the same time. I didn't realize that Camaros actually came with the Ram air hood. This is functional. It's not just there for show. It actually feeds the engine some extra air to give you that extra power. I thought that was a really cool touch. Just wanted to mention that in case anyone's wondering if this has that or not. This is actually functional. But this has an actual Ram air hood on here. Just wanted to touch on that real quick. Now let's take a look at the back. So moving around out back of the Camaro here, you get some pretty cool touches on here as well. I do love these taillights here. Now this one is actually a Hearst edition as well. Hearst actually worked with GM at the time, and this actual factory Hearst shifter, pretty cool. Like I said, this has pretty much all the options I wanted of this car. You even get a nice little Hearst badging here. You get the nice Camaro light here, which looks great. This is more of a reflector, though. It doesn't actually light up, but you do have the nice wing on here, too. This is a third brake light that does actually light up, and, of course, the other lights do light up as well. And you do have, like I said, the center mount exhaust, which sounds really good. We'll take a listen to that in a moment. You also get a very large trunk storage in here. This does have T-tops. You'll see that you actually can store the T-tops right in here. Really easy, so you don't have to actually leave them anywhere. You can put them right in the car, take it and go. It does take up some of your storage capacity, but you do have that really cool ability of having a convertible when you want it and a hard top when you don't. That's, again, part of the reason I wanted this thing. It was really cool. I've never had a T-top car before, so I thought it was a really cool idea, and it's pretty nice to have. Now, the other thing that's kind of cool is this does have a 12-inch CD changer, kind of reminiscent of that older time. Not that I'm going to probably use it, but it's kind of cool that they put a 12-disc CD changer in a vehicle like this. Pretty cool. I didn't even know they did that back then, but it does have that option as well. And it has the upgraded Monsoon sound system in it, which is pretty nice. And that's it for the back. Let's go take a look at what you get inside. So moving inside of the SS here, you actually get some pretty cool options. I'm actually have tons of space in here. You get a power driver's seat. Sit a little low, much lower than I'm used to, especially from when I came the Mustang to here. This car sits a lot lower, but it's pretty cool. You feel like a real sports car on this thing, and it just feels like it has that low slung kind of feel and look to it overall. Yeah, this one here, you got the nice leather wrap wheel on here. You have all your power windows and locks and stuff like that. It's pretty cool in that regard. You have a traditional key. It's kind of interesting is that I didn't even know, but they actually had 2 keys back then. Maybe if you are familiar with that, but 2 keys. It does have all like your keyless entry locks, so because you have the unlock and lock, you can power off the trunk and everything like that. But I didn't know that you all just had these 2 keys back then, which is pretty cool. But it's nice to you actually have that for different parts. Now, like I said, these T-tops are removable. There's a latch right here. You can pull it up, and this will come off as well when you want to have that drop top experience, or at least more air going through here. Now, as you can see here, it does say 35th anniversary. Now, there were 35th anniversary models, and there were just 35th anniversary vehicles. This is just one of the vehicles. This is the last model year, but it also happened to be the 35th year they made the Camaro, so this is the 35th anniversary in terms of that, but it's not a 35th anniversary model, which had like a different look to it. It had these stripes, and most of them I believe are red and different wheels than this vehicle has, but it's kind of cool they put that little badging on here. I still like the way that looks. I do have some actual controls in the steering wheel for volume and stuff like that. Most of it's just radio controls like seek and stuff like that, nothing too fancy, not like the car stay with more buttons than this, but just have some nice ones on here. One of the cool things here, you do have a 6-speed manual on this. One of the main reasons I wanted this, and this does, like I said, have the Hurst shifter. It has a Hurst logo on here, which is pretty cool. Now, it was kind of funny. I didn't only saw the one cup holder at first, but it's actually a second cup holder hidden away right here for the other passengers. A little flimsy, but kind of cool. They actually have one. I'm surprised they actually put one in there, or at least attempted to, at least giving you that ability, but I don't know if you really use it, but it's there. Now, when I bought this vehicle, it didn't have working air conditioning, but I did put an air conditioner in it. I had one of the techs here at Royal put it in. I'll go over that in another video of what it cost to do that. But it was I had to do that when I got it. It was disclosed that it needed air conditioning, but now I got the air conditioning working just in time for winter, so I'll be able to have the air conditioning working in winter, which is really not that fun, but at least I'm going to be have it for next summer. I'll be able to have the vehicle fully operational with all the options. You do have GM sort of standard tape deck now. They put these in everything, but it just kind of look pretty generic, nothing too fancy on there. You do have another CD slot in there as well as 12-disc changer out back. You do have fog lights on this, as well as the trash control. They call this ASR. Now, something kind of interesting is they actually do have the airbags in here, which is really nice. 2002, I know it was pretty standard back then, but the earlier models, this didn't actually have airbags, so they actually had to find a way to put them in here. So you have a nice airbag in here and airbag in there, which is pretty cool. They have it in here, and you even have a nice storage compartment in here with some coins, and they have some more CD slots, so you can listen to all your music while you're going, I guess, for back then. It's pretty nice, actually pretty comfy. These seats, they're comfortable. I'd say, you could have a little bit more lateral support, not like a modern car where you have a little bit more than that. You do actually have the nice SS mats on here as well. Pretty cool. I do like how it has that in here. You do even have a 12-volt power and old school cigarette lighter. Not that most people would use that, but you do have that in here. And of course, a generous glove box here. And I even have the original owner's manuals in here, which is pretty cool. I actually was surprised that I actually had them in there, and they're pretty cool that you have that. Like I said, this car came with a ton of documentation. I have the original build sheet. This car even won 2 car shows, and the paint is fantastic on here. Guy really took care of it, and it's really nice to actually have something that someone took care of, and it's been very well maintained over its entire life. There were a couple of things that I had, but like I said, I'll go over what the car needed and what it had, and what one here. Really great vehicle, and I really do enjoy it. That's it for the inside of the 2002 Chevrolet Camaro Chevrolet Cadillac. And now if you like these kinds of cars, you want to see more of this, please make sure to like, follow, subscribe, see what we have, see what more of this stuff. I do have more videos coming on this vehicle, maybe what it's like to store a vehicle like this. Maybe people aren't familiar with that. I already had to put a little bit of money into it because there were a few things wrong with it. I'm going to make a video about what it already cost me to get this car, what it costs after the fact, and what it's like to actually own a classic car or an older vehicle. I've owned a few of them, and it's quite an interesting one for me. This is the first Camaro I ever owned, so make sure to like and follow to see more videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one.